Hello and welcome to Clark Coaching and Counseling. I'm Roy Clark, your coach. This is my lovely wife, Dr. Amy, and she's going to be your counselor.
Welcome. So today we're going to be talking about the 4 essential elements of a relationship. This does not just mean the relationship with your spouse or a loved one. This is any relationship in your life, with your kids, with your friends, with your boss, with your clients, even with your creator.
So these 4 essential elements are like a stool with a seat on it. Imagine a 3-legged stool, right? If you're missing a leg, that thing's going to fall over. If you're missing the seat, it's going to fall apart.
Or you just don't want to sit on it.
Nope, you do not want to sit on a 3-legged stool without a seat. That's bad.
Painful.
Painful, that's right. So the reason why we're teaching you this today is because we want you to be able to go to any relationship you have, like Dr. Amy said, and we want you to be able to gauge where you're at with that relationship. We want you to do some self-awareness, and we want you to ask where you're at with the people that you're in a relationship with. So, with that being said, the first essential element, the first leg of the stool, is time. It seems obvious that you would have to spend time with people that you're in a relationship with, but time has 2 components to it. They are
quality and quantity. So quality time is really about being emotionally present. You're not just giving the scraps of your energy to somebody at the end of the day. So we work with a lot of couples and they just say, yeah, we're home every night and we're, we never go anywhere. We're always home, but they don't have that quality of time. They're just roommates. They're just living under the same roof, coexisting. So,
right.
And then we also need quantity. We can't like make up for 2 months of not really spending any time together and then going for this fabulous long weekend and expect that to carry the relationship.
Right. So they need to be consistent. You need to be consistently meeting with your spouse, your lover, your kids, even your employees. If you're not spending time with your customer, you don't have a great relationship with your customer. So, which leads us to the second leg of the stool, which is trust. And trust, like the first one, has 2 components, and it is risk and integrity. So the first one, if you're going to be building trust, you have to take a risk. You've got to share parts of your life that are absolutely meaningful, and you have to do what you said you're going to do, which is integrity. The more integrity you have, the more trust is going to be built. It's actually taking a risk to say that you're actually going to do something.
Right.
And so if you don't do it, you breach that trust.
A lot of times trust and integrity is lost through the little things. It's all the, honey, what time, can you be home at 6? Can you pick up the dry cleaning? Can you make sure that you get the kids off to school and don't forget to pack their lunch? It's all those little things when somebody says, yep, sure, got it, and then it doesn't get done. That starts to build like, I just don't trust you. Like, I'm not sure if you're really going to do what you said yes to.
And there's 2 ways to handle that, right? You can either do what you said you're going to do, or you can say
no.
You can say, no, I'm not sure I have the time to do that today, which leads us to our third and final leg, which is communication. I don't think that you're expected to do everything that you're asked to do, but you are expected to communicate about it. Think of your day and think whether or not you've got enough time to do what you said you're going to do, and say yes or no. But there are 2 components to communication as well, and the first one is talking or sharing. That's about 10% of it. And the next one, which is 90%, is
listening. So we have to, when we say listen, it's listening with an open mind. We have to never assume what the other person is thinking or going to say, and we have to be willing to be influenced or willing to say, oh, okay, like I didn't think of it that way. So it's really keeping an attentive mind and an open heart during conversations.
Remember this sentence. It's one of our favorite sentences ever. So we ask questions and listen with an intent to understand and a willingness to be influenced. All right? So if you're communicating with somebody, spend the majority of the time asking questions, really trying to understand where they're at, where they're coming from, who they are, right? So you're asking questions and then you're listening. It's important to recognize that once you ask a question, then you, what do they say? Shut up. That's right. It's really important that you do that, because then you're going to listen with the intent to understand, with a willingness to be influenced. That is one of the best ways to communicate ever. So, time, trust, communication, each one has two components. And finally, the Seat of Reciprocity. Dr. Amy, what is that about?
So we've worked with couples that say, I have put in the time. I am always available. I communicate well. I'm always asking the questions. I'm trying to connect with somebody, and I always do what I say I'm going to do. I have integrity, but I don't have that back. I feel like I'm in a relationship with myself.
Right, which is no relationship at all.
Right. I feel like I'm the only one that gives in this relationship. So that relationship is lacking reciprocity. Reciprocity is the lifeblood of a relationship. Now, we're not talking about tit for tat keeping score, but there needs to be a pretty even exchange, as ebb and flow in the relationship of time, trust,
right,
communication, in order to keep the thing going.
And there's 4 questions that you can ask, one for each category. The first one, do you feel lonely? When it comes to time, ask yourself, am I lonely? Are there times when I'm lonely? Because that's going to be the indicator that you're not spending enough time with each other. The second question is,
Me.
Do you trust me? That's the second question. Do you trust me? The third question is,
do you feel heard?
Right.
Do you feel like I understand where you're coming from?
And then the fourth question is,
do you feel like you ever outgive me?
Right. Or do you give enough? So self-awareness and then relationship awareness. That's what we're trying to help you with today. So the 3-legged stool with reciprocity as the seat, time, trust, and communication. We hope that by learning this, by having these essential elements to gauge, that you can figure out whether or not you're in a great relationship or not, and where you can spend time investing. We want to thank you for watching the video. There's a PDF below. Click on the PDF if you'd like to do a little worksheet with this, and we'd love to see you or hear from you, so you can go to our website and set up a time to meet. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.